Welcome to Learn Medicine online channel. Here in this video we'll learn about different types of mucus and how goblet cell produces mucin. There are two types of mucus. One is based on the physical form. There is a gel mucus and a sol mucus. Gel mucus meaning you can observe in the diagram on the topmost layer is a gel layer. Just below that would be the sol layer. These are the two types of mucus, or we call it as mucus bilayer. The gel layer, if you observe, it is usually thick and just a second. So this gel layer is thick, viscous, and it is sticky in nature, and that forms a protective barrier which traps the pathogens and particles, whatever is airborne. And this is mainly composed of glycoprotein mucins like MUC2 or MUC5AC, and this is mainly present in the upper layer of the mucus layers. This is typically seen in GIT and respiratory tract. The sol mucus, if you see, it is watery and less viscous. So this is slightly thicker, this is thinner. It means has more viscosity. Gel layer has more viscosity, sol layer has less viscosity. And this is the sol layer is found very close to the epithelial surface. It will allow the cilia to properly move, okay, that especially in the respiratory tract. That is why it helps in lubrication and easier movement of particles or secretions uh, in the sol layer. So when the pathogens or dirt particles or dust particles are trapped in the gel layer, because of ciliary movement, which is freely possible because of the sol layer, the the way dust particles can be moved towards the upper respiratory tract. Okay, this is based on the physical nature or physical form of the mucus. They have been divided into gel and sol mucus. Now moving on to the secretion pattern. If you observe the secretion pattern of mucus, we can divide it into constitutive type versus stimulated mucus. Constitutive mucus meaning this is a basal secretion, meaning it always happens. There is a constant low level secretion which continues, and this is required for maintaining hydration and basal epithelial protection. We need this type of mucus that is always present. That is your constitutive mucus. Stimulated mucus meaning this is produced in response to any particular stimuli. For example, if there's any irritant or allergens or pathogens, what happens? The body responds by producing more and more mucus so that it will trap all these irritants. So that is why this is called a stimulated mucus. So that will be rich in mucin and which is thicker in consistency again. These are typically seen in cases of any infection or inflammation or any allergic conditions. You can see this stimulated mucus production. Now the question is how this is the cell, this is the goblet cell, and the goblet cell is the one which produces this mucin. These are specialized epithelial cells which is mainly found in the respiratory tract and the GIT. And how the mucin production happens, we'll just observe, okay? Just see here, mucin is nothing but it's a glycoprotein. So there are two types of mucin. MUCUS2 is found in GIT, MUC5AC is found in respiratory tract. Since the glycoproteins inside the goblet cell, rough endoplasmic reticulum produces this, uh, synthesizes the mucin molecules, and it will be glycosylated and packed in the Golgi apparatus. And finally, these are all these mucin molecules will be stored in the mucin granules near the apex of the goblet cell. You can observe this. These are the mucin containing vesicles, or these are the mucin granules. Okay. Now, whenever there's any stimulation for this goblet cell, and the most upon what is the stimulus for this goblet cell is any inflammatory mediators, sometimes neurotransmitters also stimulate this goblet cell, and it will release its contents through exocytosis. Once outside the cell, now what happens to this mucin molecule? So you have a mucin glycoprotein which was produced by a goblet cell and is now released outside, right? Now this mucin molecule combines with water. It will absorb water and it starts expanding. It forms a viscous mucus layer that will protect and lubricate the epithelial surfaces. So all this layer, so the mucin combines with water to form mucus, and that is what protects and lubricates the epithelial surface. Usually what they tell us, this mucin molecules, no, it can expand up to 1,000 times their stored volume to form a gel like mucus. So now you can see here there is like a lot of mucin molecules would be stored inside. But once it comes out and combines with water, almost 1,000-fold increase in volume of these mucus happens. Okay, so that is what helps in mainly formation of gel-like mucus layer. If you have liked the video, please subscribe to the channel and share it to your friends. Thank you.